Isn't this satisfying music to hear for a game about cellular automata? Hiya Borkers, I'm Jalen Fulf, and welcome back to Sam Hogan Games. This time we're playing Cell Machine, which is a puzzle game about another mathematical concept that Sam Hogan explored, and this one was for a 2020 Game Jam. Now, as you can see in the bottom right on the screen right there. Now, this one in question refers to the idea of cellular automata, as I described earlier in the video. What do you mean by that? Take, for example, John Conway's Game of Life. Set up a board with multiple different instances, and then just run the program, see what happens. And each of the little cells, on or off, has its own individual rules in Conway's Game of Life. Certain amount of neighbors, it determines whether a cell lives or dies in the next generation. Although this is sort of in a similar vein here in Cell Machine, the way it works is completely different and requires a lot of thinking. Similar to a puzzle game of sorts. You know I like my puzzle games. Why don't we go ahead and explore this one, shall we? With 17 levels. I wonder how far we can go. Drag cells in the build area. Press play to run the simulation. Destroy the enemy cells to win. So I'm going to assume that this is the play area that I'm after here. And that's our first one. That's going to be an easy one already. A. Tutorial levels. What do you expect? Most cells can be pushed by others. So what you're saying is I could take this and then just run it like that. I like the 8-bit style a little bit. Don't you guys think this is cool? Anywho, I'm gonna run this now. Now this is gonna be really interesting because the rotator cell spins cells next to it. This red one is gonna spin this one in the direction that it's facing. So if I recall correctly, it's going to rotate to the right? I thought so. Generator cell duplicates the cell behind it. So this one. And duplicates infinitely. Some cells can only move in one direction. So basically what you're saying is, if anything, I'm probably guessing that at some point we're probably going to need this, right? Because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go by cursor. This little cell right here that moves down, it's going to push this thing down, enabling this guy to move. I need to allow as much time as possible for these two to kick in, and then this guy has to push one of those, specifically this one, out to help out to get these two guys, because he can't do it alone. Watch. See? I told you. Now, something really interesting about this one, because there's two cells, two sides, enemies, and all I can really do with this duplicator cell, duplicate one arrow, and then there you go. Now how about this? This is going to be really odd. How does it work in its standard form? Okay, that's that. But then I need I have a gut feeling that I'm going to need this. No, that's not going to work. How about this? What does this do? Okay, that does nothing. So, we're definitely going to need to get this little critter over here to kill that guy. Well, that's definitely going to have an issue there. But then what about... I'm trying to think about it here. What if we did it like this? Hey, what do you know? Sometimes offsetting works. Alright, now the next one... Oh my god, how does this work on the default? Oh, okay, not gonna work like that. But then what about, like, this? Oh, that's not gonna help. That is absolutely not gonna help. But you know what is gonna help? Is if I did this. See? That's why you needed all of those. All those yellow blocks to make it work. Pusher blocks, that is. But anyway, how's this thing gonna work? How's it gonna work at its normal state? Yeah, that's not gonna work. Alright, now how about if I did this? Okay, that's not gonna help me. How does it work in its normal state again? Like that? Okay. Alright, let's move it back. I need to do this. Okay, that's not gonna work. But what will? I have a gut feeling about this. Well, that's not gonna help me. How's this thing gonna... I know I have to make this guy push off, but... there's this thing that pushes everything like that. It's gotta be weird, unless... Can I? Nope, that's not gonna help me. How do I make this thing even work? Okay, maybe something doesn't work. Here, what if I tried... Okay, that's not gonna help me. What in God's name am I doing wrong here? What exactly am I doing wrong? Okay, let me test this out real quick, step by step. So first, that does that. One of those blocks is going to be rotated from the likes of that. So I'm going to have some sort of recovery process here. So let's see what happens. Or maybe not. I'll skip it for now and then come back to it. See if I can learn something later down the line. Oh, here's one that I'm really gonna enjoy. Here's one that I'm really gonna enjoy, because imagine this. Okay, sometimes looks can be deceiving, but remember, these two are going in different directions. What if? Ha! I knew it. I knew we didn't even need that yellow block in the first place. Alright, now this one. Okay, first off, we've got two blocks here. We've got two different blocks there. Now, what say this? What say this? If this is my playfield, right? Can I move these? Sam Hogan, you are a genius. I knew this was going to be a thing, but yeah, it all works out. So I'm going to question myself here and be all like, is this even going to work? Oh wait, I need to, instead of doing that, push it like that, maybe? No? Or maybe like this. I don't know. Something along those lines. No? I'm curious as to how this is even supposed to work, but okay. Oh, unless... Do you mean to say I have to do one of these? Okay, so starting off good, let's try doing this instead. Oh, but I need to go back here, and then do this instead. Now, my only issue stands that, apparently one of those didn't do well. Let's try doing, instead of that, let's try this. One of them just skipped ahead. I don't know how, but okay. That's not gonna work, is it? Okay. What if this one, then? Okay, maybe that's not gonna help me. What about this, then? I knew it! I knew it! Trial and error sometimes helps a lot in this situation. Alright. Now, what if... Let's try this. And see, we get answers. Alright, sometimes something's easy, sometimes not. Alright. Now this is going to be difficult. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Alright. Okay, that's definitely not going to help, because this little block over here is gonna start pushing these directions in, and then just watch. It's going to start forming a wall, and you're not going to be able to get the enemy cells. Ouch. What if I put this further back? Will it have enough time to catch? No, it won't. You only get one of the enemy cells before the wall hits. Oof. Wonder how I'm going to do this. I could technically make a wall out of this, but at the same time, big oofs up to that. Yeah, that's not going to help. That's definitely not going to help either. Jeez, how in the heckies? Oh, do you mean... I knew it! I knew something like that was going to happen. Let me just see what I did. Okay, so, I'm going to replay this real quick. Apparently, 2 of these is going to push that. The downward arrow is not going to be able to push this because it can only go left and right. Having the duplicator cell in front of it is going to duplicate the arrows, enabling it to go further down, and enough of those duplications, and you can get all of these enemies. I'm going to go step by step. It starts like that, see? And then the push begins. Yeah, see how the push begins? Because each of the arrows are being pushed one after the other. And since the step is 1, each of these enemy cells are going to get defeated one by one. So if we trigger the rest of it... Oh yeah, and then the wall pushes the rest. That's how it works. Okay. Okay, maybe I could have done it better if I did it like this. Yeah, see, because then it's not going to push it. So then it's not going to push it to make it easier on ourselves. But still, it's the same process. Anywho, move on to this then, shall we? How about one of these? Oh. I thought that was going to work. Maybe, as it turns out, I could try this. Okay, because see what happens. Watch this. Right now, we have two duplicator cells going to the right, a duplicator cell going up, and a universal pusher block. Those two are going to be duplicated, one after the other, and then once they start going this way, that's when the pusher blocks start getting duplicated up. That's going to be enough to get rid of all of those guys. See, that's how it works. Sam Hogan, you're making good rules, man. You're making absolutely good rules. How does this work in its base state? Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's definitely not going to help. But what if? What if these things? Okay, that's definitely not going to help me as much. How about if I did this? If I did it like that. Okay, that's definitely not going to help as much, but okay. I tried, I guess. Now, what if I did it this way? What if the same method, except I bring it like this? The only problem that's going to come out of that is you're not going to get two of those cells. So we're going to need something that works. And I think the only way we can do that is if I tried doing that. I just created our first nuke of the series. I've seen this before. Sam Hogan's levels, Sam Hogan's way of doing this has created nukes similar to this. And I'm pretty sure you'll see a video some point later down the line talking about this by someone else. But how does this even work? I wonder. I wonder, though. Okay, so that works. That works. Alright, I'm gonna have some sneaking suspicions about this one, and probably have something along the lines of going like this, maybe? That's probably my guess here. Because if you go to the right, then that duplicates these guys, and then duplications start going all over the place, and then all of a sudden, bam, the nukes start hitting these guys. Let's see how this works. Yup, that's a big nuke in itself. I'm gonna replay that just for you guys. So I'm gonna continue onward just like this, because you see how all those duplicators are doing all that work, because they're only duplicating from behind forward. As it's going down, as those duplicators are going down, the duplicator to the right is making those blocks appear. And then once that happens, that's when the nuke happens. Step by step, two get removed, and then another bunch, and then we're gonna have another bunch again, and then another bunch again, and then the final two get beaten. Of course. And that's how it's done, boys. Now, if we made a full nuke out of it, let's put it to the upper left over here instead. It's nearly a full nuke, but it works. And that's level 17. We're gonna go back to level 9. I'm gonna try this again, see how this is gonna work. Alright, what if we did this? Let's try a little bit of thinking here, and then just go with it. Because, here. Speedruns have done something like this. I don't understand how this is gonna work, but I know for a fact that that yellow block is going to be rotated infinitely because it itself is pushing the rotated block. And I feel like couple of the other rotated blocks are going to start being pushed again itself, so eventually those arrows are never going to reach the enemy block. Let's see how this works. Yeah, see? It's never going to reach. What if we did this? That's not going to help. Okay, what if we did this instead? May have to repeat it multiple times. Alright, let's just keep doing this. Here's what happens. Alright, what if I did this? Okay, maybe if I did this? No, you have to have the thing over here, otherwise it wouldn't work. What about over here instead? How's that? Huh. Interesting. Maybe this one? That's not gonna help. What about this? Trial and error is always going to be a major help here. No, that's not going to work. The only thing that can really help me out here is this. Okay, here, how did that work? How in the heck did that work? Sometimes things go random. Sometimes things go completely random. I don't know how that happened. But it worked. Okay, so... even more confusing stuff with mathematics for yous. But again, that was Cell Machine. Wow. More amazing Sam Hogan content. I wonder what else he has up his sleeve. Maybe something Portal-esque? I don't know yet. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, leave a like, post your comments, hit subscribe to that notification bell, share this video with your friends. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until next time.